Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, some big changes in the Bahamas. That's right, 3 weeks ago, Bahamas opened up to international travel again. Now, while there were no cruise ships going there yet, you were allowed to fly in, you could go to resorts, you could travel around, you could head into Nassau. It was opening up to all travelers who could get there. Even those from the United States were finding a way to get there as well. Well, that has now changed. Because of an upturn in the amount of cases since they've opened, the Bahamas Prime Minister has decided that they are making new countermeasures and new procedures for entering the country, and it begins on Wednesday at midnight. So tomorrow night. They are saying that right now they are completely banning all passengers and travelers from the United States because of the amount of cases there right now and the amount of travelers that would be coming from the United States to the Bahamas is vastly superior and vastly outnumber the travelers from everywhere else in the world. The United States is their #1 tourist country. So that's where everyone comes from. And so they say that they just aren't equipped to handle any huge upsurge whatsoever. So they have banned United States passengers. As you know, Bahamas Paradise was hoping to set up their cruise ships to go there even before this was announced, with all the things going on and the rises in Florida and California and Texas. They decided to cancel their attempt to open up their sailings to Bahamas as well, even though it looked like the CDC may have allowed them to go ahead and take their 2 ships back and forth. Best laid plans is now completely off the chart because Bahamas is saying you can't get there now, even by air. You are no longer allowed to travel to Bahamas. Now, passengers or guests who are coming in from Canada or the UK will still be allowed to fly there and travel there with no restrictions when you get there. However, you have to have proof of a negative test of COVID. You have to have taken a COVID-19 test, tested negative within 10 days of your arrival in the Bahamas. Now, that sounds like a long time, right? Normally they don't want 10 days, but because of the amount of cases that are popping up in different places, some tests are taking longer and longer to get. So they've allowed up to 10 days, and if you look at it, there's a 14-day supposing incubation period for the virus. Well, for instance, here in Canada, we average around 300 cases a day. So here in Ottawa, we have had no people pass away in almost 4 weeks now. We have had only 4 people in hospital over the past 3 weeks. So our healthcare system and our city is not being overrun. Chances of us getting it here are pretty slim, even if we were to party hardy, if you will, at the local bars or at a sporting event or anything like that, because it's just not prevalent right now in our city. So that 10-day period of getting a COVID test and then flying to the Bahamas seems reasonable for countries where it's very, very low. In cases of the United States, in some states, as you know, it's been record highs right now. And I know everyone has their own opinion on COVID and et cetera, but that doesn't change the fact that the Bahamas have made the rule. Whether we believe in the rule or not, they have said, no, you can't come until you get the cases under control. And when you think about it, the amount of medical facilities and the type of facilities they have there, if there was a huge outbreak, they would have a very, very hard time to handle any kind of huge upsurge. Now, the one thing that they did say, they said since they've opened the borders, there's been an upturn in the amount of cases in the Bahamas. Now, what I would really like to know is, first of all, they never said how many of an upturn or how many extra cases they were getting more than they used to before they opened up. But I would like to know, is it from travelers that have been arriving, or is it from your own population now circulating more because you're opened up? You now have people going back to work in the hotels, in the restaurants, in the bars, in the tourist areas. So is it from your own people that it's actually getting around now, or was it from the influx of travelers? That would be some really good information for everyone to know, but they haven't said anything about that yet. It would be nice to know if we could follow that sort of system to know, is it the incoming travelers or is it your own populace? So that would be something I'd be really interested in they did. Unfortunately, again, it's changes even for us in Canada or the UK. We have to get the tests now 10 days before we would be able to fly there, and that can change at a moment's notice. And as far as the ban on American tourists right now, they say it really, really hurts them because the tourism dollar from the United States is a huge factor of their economy. It is the largest portion of their income in the Bahamas by far. So this whole COVID thing is really hurting the Bahamas. Now, when will this be lifted? There's no date. They didn't give a date like the CDC is giving, the 1st of October or any deadlines whatsoever. They are open-ended right now. They are saying until further notice. So maybe if the cases drop back down to below 10,000, below 8,000, maybe at that point they will reopen the borders and we will be able to, from the United States, be able to travel once again to the Bahamas in time for winter. We can only hope. Unfortunately, bad news again for cruise lines. Bahamas is off limits. That it really hampers things for even the small cruise lines trying to start up again. And there are so many numerous small cruise lines now going under here and there that I'm afraid it might turn into a rush of small cruise lines going under or folding into another cruise line to try and survive. We'll talk more about that in an upcoming video. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.